Firefighters in Australia say situation out of control as Prime Minister denies request for emergency aid.
Here's a summary of the article.
The ring of bushfires raging around Australia is out of control, firefighters said Monday night, and the country's government appears unwilling or unable to take action to assist those battling the blazes despite the danger. Volunteer Firefighters Association President Mick Holton, in comments to Australian paper The Age, said that Prime Minister Scott Morrison and New South Wales Premier Gladys Berejiklian were ignoring the need for equipment and income support from firefighters on the front lines. "Now is not the time to go into it. Let's get through this first," said Prime Minister Scott Morrison on Monday. Making things worse, Holton said, was the fact that NSW Rural Fire Service Commissioner Shane Fitzsimmons appears unwilling to directly ask for assistance. "The situation is quite the opposite," Holton added. The perceived inaction by federal officials in Australia to comprehend the magnitude of the crisis was on display Monday when Morrison refused to consider curbing coal production. Teen climate activist Greta Thunberg on Sunday tweeted her dismay over the situation in Australia.
This post received a score of 43,278, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Why is he denying it? Sorry, I'm out of the loop here in the States.
The Rural Fire Service is mostly a volunteer service. He's a hard-right PM who believes coal is king, climate change is a beat-up, and maintaining a budget surplus is all that matters regardless of how tough the economy is doing. Edit. Since lots of people are reading this, the Grose Valley Fire NW of Sydney is currently the largest forest fire in recorded history anywhere in the world outside Siberia, and tomorrow will be 2 months since it started. The ruined Castle Fire on the other side of the line of towns is about half as big. There are tens of thousands of people living between the two fires, and if they join it will go from catastrophic to whatever is worse than the worst. Not the largest bush fire, as there have been bigger grass fires, but those are much lower intensity.
2 had also fallen in the line of duty. For the fireys to not get paid, yet have to work for weeks or even months, while risking their lives is absolutely disgusting.
If old Scotty's going to deny aid, and many of the firefighters actually aren't getting paid, the least he could do is pick up a hose. Oh, right, he's not into that either. Dude doesn't believe in providing direct support, indirect support, or moral support for Australians.
He is doing all he can. He is almost out of thoughts and prayers.
When it rained yesterday in Sydney, I imagined Lord Scumbag staring out the window going, "Yes, I did this. My thoughts and prayers were answered."
I don't think you even need to imagine. Probably solidified his belief in the personal persuasion of divine intervention.
Prime Minister wants to burn it all down. Modern day Nero.
Except he can't play any instruments. I've heard that it also never happened and that Nero wasn't even nearby when the fires started. And the instrument he supposedly played hadn't even been invented yet.
Many stories about Greco-Roman times are exaggerated or outright false.
While Caligula did put his horse in the Senate, it wasn't because he was insane but because the Senate was fucking useless.
Didn't he do it to directly insult the current senators?
Yup, basically.
People seem to have been a lot better at insults back then.
Survivorship bias. They likely had a lot of really bad insults as well, but it's only the good ones that are remembered throughout history.
Morrison's Pentecostal faith teaches that the end of days is signaled by a time of fire, flood and famine, known as the tribulation. This is a wonderful time for the elect, who ascend to heaven in the rapture. If Morrison is genuine in such beliefs, is he in any way a fit person to lead our country at this time of crisis that his religion sees as a joyous moment? Either he is sincere in his faith or he is sincere in his oath to office, but he cannot be both. Source.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.